To all the people who want this minimum wage thing, well, here we go. The minimum wage thing has failed. It's already failing. The only thing this minimum wage thing helps are the big corporations. Okay, small businesses are the ones that are really going to be affected by this minimum wage thing. And it's happening in New York. New York City businesses struggle to keep up after minimum wage increase. Business owners and leaders say labor costs have forced cuts in jobs and work shifts. And this is the problem. This is the problem with $15 minimum wage. Okay, they go up from $7 to 15 in an instant. Okay, you can't do that. That's not how the economy works. Okay, that's not how the world works. Okay, these young people, including myself, always think that, oh, if we raise the minimum wage, we'll get more money. It'll be easy to get stuff. It's but in New York City, it's always having negative effects. Not on McDonald's, not on Walmart, not on Taco Bell or Burger King or any of the conglomerates, store conglomerates, Target, Best Buy. It's not affecting them. They're not being affected. I'm talking about your store that is run by two people or a guy, and kind of like how like those DVD rental stores and stuff that you find everywhere that replace Blockbuster. Or how about all those restaurants that are owned by like two chefs who really know how to cook, or local chains of restaurants? Those are the backbone of our country. Okay, more than 6 months after the $15 minimum wage went into effect in New York City's business leaders and owners say the increased labor costs have forced them to cut staff, eliminate work shifts, and raise prices. I wonder why. This is why you can't ask for stuff like this. Okay, our minimum wage will have to gradually rise with inflation. Okay, many business owners said the changes were unintended consequences of this new minimum wage, which took effect at the beginning of this year. Susanna Coutin, the owner of of Lido restaurant in Harlem, she worries about the impact the rising wages could have on her restaurant. Well, she newly employs 40 people and she hasn't had to lay off anyone. But the increase has forced her to cut back on shifts and be stringent about overtime. She has changes said she changes the menu offering seasonally and raises prices often since the wage boost. But it really forces you to make so in only works more than 4 hours, Ms. Coutin said, you can only cut back on so many people before the service starts to suffer. But of course, season, of course, but most no one will be suffering. That's the logic here. No one will be suffering. Okay, this only helps the big corporations. This doesn't help the little guy, everybody, the grunts, who are going to probably be laid off eventually for robots. Okay, and these big corporations. Of course, I'm saying, and this minimum wage is going to destroy small businesses, so the big corporations can make us live on an automated society, so we can live all digital society, which all digital society is what millennials want. Okay, well basically we sit at home all day. We could have robots do all our work for us. No one else. We don't see any other people, and we just sit around all day. Is what millennials really want. Okay, they don't want to work all day, and most millennials don't even want to work all day. I think the times of working all day is gonna be gone if millennials do get the way, okay, and the generation up behind that. West Colton said she self plans to move a restaurant to a larger location that would require her to hire more staff, but she isn't willing to take the risk because of the unpredictability of her business. You just have no choice to cut people at the bottom, she said. In June, the state's unemployment rate is 4.3, compared to the state's unemployment of 4%. According to the New York State Department of Labor, both numbers have made relatively steady for the past year. New York's minimum wage has been increased 3 times for employers of the last 11 employees for the past 3 years. At the end of 2016, it was $11. In 2018, it was 14, and it'll be $15 an hour for employers for fewer than 10 workers at the end of 2019. The currently funded federal minimum wage is $7.25 per hour, but other states have passed $15 minimum wage, legislation including Massachusetts, California, Maryland, Illinois, New Jersey, and Connecticut. And Venezuela spokesman for Restaurant Opportunity Center United, which advocated for the $15 minimum wage, that these factors were beyond higher wages and result in unsuccessful business wages should not blame the boost for the struggles. Increasing the reduced income inequality. And the number of individuals living in poverty is ridiculously high. He said, I'm not going to go into politics, but we all know who the real reason why this is happening. It is not just a business issue, this is... you have to bring race into everything, okay? And of course, if you increase the $15 minimum wage, the pay gap will be gone. There has never been no pay gap, okay? There was an actual study that went into this pay gap, and the pay gap is not because people are evil. It exists because women work less than men. It is the average amount of income a woman earns per per work time, but it's not the same amount of hours, okay? It's less hours than a man works, okay? Men work longer than women. And of course, the race issue. There have been successful black people, no African American, successful Asian, successful Hispanic people. There is no race issue here, okay? There has been successful people of all colors and all genders and all sexual orientations, okay? Anyone can be successful if they really want to be successful. And of course, there are people of any race who are unlucky. There is unlucky people in the world, okay? Sarah McNally, owner of McNally Jackson Books, employs 75 people in 4 shops in Manhattan and Brooklyn. Miss McNally says she hasn't cut hours and reduced numbers of people she employs to mitigate the increase, but she's working to open 2 more shops to scale her workload to stay profitable. While McNally says he always paid up people above $5 minimum wage, January's increase tightened that gap of raising minimum wage to living wage. It feels like now we're at the bottom of the pay spectrum, she said. There's absolutely no benefit to being in the retail business in New York. But I thought it was a race issue. I thought it was a pay issue, gender pay issue. Okay, bookstores are usually owned by women. Okay, are usually sometimes run by women, and you told me there's a pay issue, gender issue, but then Miss McNally has trouble paying her employers, the people working at her business. Okay. Here's another story. Thomas Gretz, the president of Greens Senior Conference, and she has seen the uptick in small business closures during the 6 to 9 months. And of course, there's been activity to minimum wage. The kind of staff, the kind of hours to sign down, he said, is not just the rent. Lisa Soren, president of Bronx Chamber of Commerce, said the Manhattan businesses and their customers couldn't pay more to compensate the wage increase, while those in the surrounding boroughs probably couldn't. It's almost like a whirlwind to keep up or get out, Ms. Soren said. Restaurants establishments with customer bases have less disposable income are challenged, but all are experiencing changes in customer habits, regardless of borough, and said Andrew Weezy, executive director of New York City Hospitality and Rent. To mitigate the changes, restaurants face. Miss Wiggy said the local state governments would consider tax incentives to owners and reserves a tip credit. But they'll never do that, because, they want an automated society. That's what they really want. Okay? The only person who really doesn't like automation that is in the Democratic Party is Andrew Yang, who really doesn't like automation, but all these other people really, really, really support it. Really, really hope it happens. like Google and Facebook and all these companies. Okay, they want it to happen because they want everybody because they don't have to work. They don't have to worry about people um being unpredictable. Okay, towards this minimum wage obligations. Many people working in the restaurant industry wanted to work overtime hours, but due to the increase, many restaurants have been cut back and totally eliminated overtime work. He said there's only so much a consumer is willing to pay for a burger or bowl of pasta. Don Bosnia, the owner of MOE or Metro Optics, over 4 locations in New York City, said he understands the increase from a retail expected, but he still pays his challenges. As a retailer, I'm not opposed to minimum wage because it puts more money and disposable income into the pockets of people who are my customers. He said that, but you have to stop doing is picking the pockets of small businesses. This only helps big corporations because it gets rid of the competition. Big corporations get no competition, which is a sad thing because the problem is big corporations have gotten so powerful. For example, Disney. Okay. Oh, but you have to stop complaining about Disney because I'm obsessed with Disney. I'm obsessed with Disney, and Disney made millions of dollars. Why can't I just get over Disney? Okay, Disney has bought many things that could have competed with their company. Okay, like I can understand them buying Marvel because DC was also actually bought by Warner Brothers. DC never always owned Warner Brothers. No, Warner Brothers never always owned DC. Okay, but Star Wars. Okay, Star Wars was a Fox property. It wasn't a Disney property. But of course, Disney had to buy Star Wars and ruin it. Okay, Disney had to buy Star Wars and ruin it and make it terrible. Okay, and that's the problem with big corporations owning everything. They don't care. They only want your money. Or for another example, McDonald's. McDonald's, they give you really crappy products for very cheap prices. Still, millions of people buy them. And that's basically it. Goodbye.